Great show news. The website middlemaga.com has been revamped. Let's take a look at the newly designed website, and we'll get into the story presented to you by middlemaga.com. We have the scroll bar here, trending latest blogs. In the latest blog, we see U.S. bombers hit Iran-backed militias hard in Syria and Iraq after deadly drone attack. And let's take a look at what happened here. The most recent update we have is that the U.S. has launched airstrikes using your tax dollars against Iranian forces and allied militias in Iraq and Syria. Why we are there, I have not seen a clear, decisive answer to that. As a response to a drone attack that killed 3 U.S. soldiers in Jordan last week, the operation was conducted by long-range bombers flown from the U.S., targeting Iran's Revolutionary Guards Corps, Quds Force, and affiliated militia groups. That IRGC is no joke. And with our open borders, this is not a good position to be in. Joe Biden stated that he ordered the strikes on the facilities, but he did not get congressional approval, and that's in the in the Constitution. The strikes hit more than 85 targets in Syria and Iraq, including command and control operations, intelligence centers, and logistics facilities of the militia groups. That sounds like war to me that you would need to get approved. And the fact that you don't think so, and he said in the past, actually, when Trump was in military action, he said the same thing. Congress should have approved it. This is via The Independent is where this is. I'm sourcing this and putting this article together for the website. Additionally, the U.S. Treasury imposed fresh sanctions on a network of 4 companies based in Iran and Hong Kong, involved in providing materials for technology for Iran's ballistic missile and unmanned aerial vehicle programs. So we're seeing the financial and the kinetic warfare. And I want to name names. How did we get here? Very often it's because of that country.
In 2002, AIPAC was lobbying Iran to vote for the invasion of Iraq.
The executive director of AIPAC said that his most important accomplishment was securing the authorization for the use of U.S. military force in Iraq. AIPAC was pushing it very hard.
Why does AIPAC benefit from the United States going to war?
The United States getting involved in wars in the Middle East is ultimately in Israel's interests because we have a stake in the region.
Congressman Moran refused to vote for the invasion, as AIPAC requested.
There are compelling, fundamental reasons why this body should oppose this resolution.
Then at a public meeting, he was asked a question.
A Jewish woman actually stood up in a town hall. She said, why aren't more Jews involved in the marches against the war? I said, if the leaders of the Jewish community were opposed to the war, I think that would make a difference.
The lobby reacted, claiming this was evidence of Moran's belief in a Jewish conspiracy that was leading America to war.
There was a conservative rabbi in my district who was assigned to me, I assume, by AIPAC. And he had warned me that if I voiced my views about the Israeli lobby, that my career would be over, and implied that it would be done through the Post. And sure enough, the Washington Post editorialized brutally. Everybody ganged up.
Wow. They sick the dogs on them.
So what are the main outlets that TIP work with?
Washington Post is the biggest one.
Okay. Isn't that like just down there or something?
Yeah, it's actually that building.
Moran claims the Washington Post's editorial board has a close relationship with AIPAC.
The principal editorial board of the Post itself has been a very effective instrument because they've been able to maintain their credibility. And it's a great paper in every other way, but because they have such credibility, they're extremely effective.
Everyone knew he wasn't anti-Semitic. Anti-Semitism has come to mean anti-Israel. The AIPAC crowd doesn't really care very much about whether or not a person likes Jews or wants one to move next door. All they care about is what their position is on Israel.
Both of my daughters married Jewish men. My grandchildren are Jewish. Anybody that considers me anti-Semite is ignorant.
Yeah, but that's where we are right now. And you can see why, with all this stuff popping off, I have 0 Fs to give. We're going to name the names and call it out. And then we got to figure out a course of action. But if we can't call it out and have the conversation and see what it really means in a serious way, then we won't be able to proceed further.